What's going on, everybody? Chase with iDub Hockey here in Calgary with Sherwood's product development manager, Dan Rich. And Dan, we have the all-new Rekker youth line in front of us. Obviously, it looks awesome. You're gonna stand out on the ice with these sticks, but more importantly, they're built for the youth player. What are a couple key specs that really help this stand out compared to some of the junior youth sticks that we've seen just 4 or 5 years ago?
So here's the great part about this new Rekker R series of junior and youth sticks is we have junior and youth offering in our elite at the pro level. So that's there at an elite price point, and obviously a select market there, right? The consumer is a certain consumer. We also do playwright at the bottom end, the true entry level player, new to the sport, and have varying lengths and flexes at the true entry level. But we were lacking a true performance product at that mid price point for that player who is, you know, that aspiring U10, U12, U13 level player that maybe can't go to the top price point but needs higher performance than what an entry level product is. And that's what created the R series. And we knew that we had technologies already in place that we could actually put into the R series. So between the carbon fiber material selections, between the weight, the patterns, and the shafts, we were able to build a performance level product at a very, very comfortable level price point.
So you've already covered the level of player, kind of that aspiring competitive player out there. But let's talk about the style of shooter too.
Sure.
This is a Rekker family, and this is one of the most popular families in the market today. But maybe for that parent at home or that young player watching this video, how would you describe the flex profile and the style of shooter Rekker's built for?
So this is a low kick product, very straightforward. This is a young player developing, skill developing, also developing and maturing. So strength varies from, you know, you can see it on any given day. You go to the rink to watch young players in minor hockey, and you'll see such a varying size of player. So a low kick, quick release, easy to elevate, that's key for this level of player, right? Because you've got such a varied level of strength, dexterity, even coordination at this level as the player grows. So we wanted to make sure we had something that was quick and easy to maneuver, something that had an amazing balance point, so easy to stick handle with, and then we started working with our patterns as well to help that.
So we'll come back to patterns, but I do want to talk about quick and easy, and more so the shaft dimensions and the shaft shape. That's really a standout, cool feature for that youth player, getting the same style of shape that we see Connor Bedard using. So if you haven't seen the ETS shaft shape, what is it? What are you going to experience and feel when you're using it on the rink?
So the ETS shaft, the ergo taper shaft, is 3 distinct zones as you go the length of the shaft. And if you put it in real layman's terms, it's basically a real comfortable kind of round top portion. And then as you get below your bottom hand, as you move down into this portion of the stick, then what happens is you go to a round and convex, concave change. So you've got muscle to the back of your hand and your fingers slot into a spot in here. So that's the second zone. And then as you get below, now you go back to that round taper to create basically the kick point area and the taper moving into the blade, and also take away any of those sharp corners that could result in damage. So you've got a shape, if you will, that helps deflect any potential puck damage or slashes as well. So that helps with durability. But you have 3 distinct zones, and the middle zone where the bottom hand traditionally is very comfortable and helps promote player grip strength and power.
And that's also why we see a lot of that tacky grip finish. I mean, everyone uses it. You've mentioned it before. We also have very great tacky feel from head to toe. But let's talk about the toe, more specifically the curves. We mentioned it earlier. You're bringing something new to the market at this youth level in terms of patterns. So I'm going to drum roll it up for you. What do we have here?
So we found as we were looking at the traditional PP92 pattern, which we feel is best suited for that young developing player, and the majority of sales within the marketplace across all brands really goes into 2 different patterns. Something that's equivalent to our PP92 and something that's equivalent to our PP28. Every brand has those 2 patterns in their mix, and 70% of their sales fall into those patterns. It's a statistic that we've studied amongst all retailers, and we're finding that the majority of sales are happening in those So we find the PP92 is a very popular pattern for us. We find it's the best suited for young player development. They're able to stick handle well, they're able to develop backhand movement with the puck, they're able to receive passes well, and they're able to develop their shooting mechanics and technique well with it. We wanted to enhance that, so with PP92 on the junior shafts, so for us on the R40 and the R30, what we've done is created the PP92M. We've extended the blade slightly, we've kept the curvature the same, but we've also extended the height a little bit. All we're doing is creating more surface area, more opportunity for the player to control the puck and to work on their developing skills on shooting, passing, pass reception, and giving passes as well. So the 92M is something that we've introduced not just in the R Series, we've put it throughout our junior performance level sticks and giving that opportunity for that player to really develop. In the youth product, when you look at the R20 and the R10, obviously balance point is key. So the 92M stick, we actually chose not to put the M series on the youth product because we wanted to make sure we weren't overpowering with a bigger blade and keeping that youth developing stick there. So,
and that's very key, because the last thing I want to touch on here is the stick height. Because if these were all the same length, then it wouldn't matter if you put the P92M on it or not, but in fact they're not. Again, we talked about this off camera. Youth and junior sticks have evolved so much from 4 or 5 years ago, really giving that young player the tools that they need and that fit to suit their game. So walk me through a little bit of the thought process behind the different heights here.
Both in our Playwright, the entry-level family, and in Rekker, our series, we've made it very easy for the parent or the retail sales associate or even online selection for the consumer to choose the appropriate flex. And as you go down, we've color-coded the sticks. So you look at you going from a 40 to a 30 to a 20 to a 10. And if we actually put the sticks beside each other, you'll see the varying lengths as we go as well. So now you've got a young U13 athlete who's moving out of the youth product. Now what size, what height are we looking at? Getting the appropriate length of stick for that player is important, and there is a variable associated with that. Some players prefer a slightly shorter stick on skates, some prefer it up in the nose area. That's a personal preference and a performance aspect that they'll work with their coaches and work with their parents and determine where they're comfortable with. Having these varied lengths allows us to make sure we're not overbuilding or underbuilding to achieve a flex. If we made the 40 and the 30 the same length, we would have to underbuild the 30 to make sure we're getting a reduced flex. Here now we can build true flex in the true length and get the same balance point as we work all the way through the line. So in here in the 20 and the 10, those are youth dimension shafts built in the appropriate flex with the appropriate balance point on the youth blade. In the 40 and the 30, these are junior dimension shafts and built with the PP92M blade or the 28 in your prices in your catalog. You'll see the option, but again built on the appropriate flexes. So now you're getting a product that the players' mechanics as they develop, they're getting a proper flex to work with. So they're not fighting against the stick, they're letting the stick help do the work for them.
And it sounds like the end result is that young player having so much more fun, maybe scoring a few more goals, but more importantly, having more fun out there.
Your objective as a retailer and as a trainer of putting these videos online is to help inform the consumer and let them make better informed decisions on selecting product. For us, from a product development standpoint, we need people to stay in the game. This is an expensive sport. We all admit this. It's an expensive sport, and people coming to it at that entry level, as they evolve and develop their skills, they need to have tools that'll allow them to enhance their skills and develop as best as possible. So for us, it was important to put this price point in, give that next level above for that developing player, and keep young players in the game. We have product at that elite level for that consumer, but now we've got affordable performance product that we think will help keep those young players in the game.
Well, hats off to Sherwood for keeping those young players in the game and hopefully becoming the next Connor Bedards out there. So Dan, as always, thank you so much for having us out and walk us through the new R Series today.
It's my pleasure as always, thank you.
And for you at home that want to check out the entire catalog from Sherwood Hockey, make sure you head over to inlineandicewarehouse.com.